What's up, Nitro Nation? No, don't worry. Muggy Maniac's not deciding to do no crazy, you know, sideshow, circus act videos. Just, when I'm in the cave, watching some wrenching videos, probably watching my Za brother, Mr. Bodegel. Shout out to John. Man, that guy's so busy, I don't even know what the heck he's doing. He's either doing drag racing, he's doing MTXLs, doing Baja, Bartolome pipes, motors. He's just sunk deep into 5th scale, man. Still trying to hang on to 8th scale. He plugs, I know he's got 6 motors. You don't know what the hell he's going to do with them when he gets them back from Rick being modded. He's got a lot of breaking in to do, and you probably won't see that shit till probably months from now. Maybe, hopefully by the end of the year. But anyway, I'll watch Adam Drake videos. I like to watch, YouTube videos of guys wrenching and shit, teaching about stuff, why I'm doing my wrenching. And I like to listen to my music. You don't know anything about that music, though. That's some Pantera shit. I'm telling you, man, Muggy Maniac's OG, but I like some other shit too, man. I like to, I like that energy that just, like Pantera, man. When you hear that shit, you want to just go up and smack somebody. Especially if you're like a guy, you hear Pantera, and you're in a hobby shop, and some guy's thinking about buying a Traxxas, and he's reaching for it, and just smack. The fuck you doing, man? Buying a Traxxas? Smack him again. Smack some sense into that kid. I'm just playing, people. But I am serious about that. I am playing, but I am serious about that. A real Nitro brother doesn't let his fellow Nitro brother run that Traxxas bullshit. You better talk him out of it. You better tell him he needs to get the best 2 RTR platforms if he's new and wants to get into Nitro or wants to, experience Nitro. RTR, Losi, Buggy, Truggy, $400 or actually less now. They're getting cheaper and cheaper because nobody's buying that shit because the 8X is out now, so Horizon has to dump all those things. If you look around, you can get a race kit pretty cheap. But keep in mind, when you buy those race kits, it's only $500. It's the cheapest race kit out there. But it's not current. The technology on that Losi is outdated now. The X is completely different. So how long the parts are available for the 4.0, who knows? Losi might continue that shit too. I know John, I don't know what John's doing, but I know he's thinking of a new plan. He's waiting for the new Losi Truggy to come out. But I will tell you, if it's anything like the 8X, and I've looked all around and watched the videos and networked, the Muggy Maniac does his homework, that 8X is a headache. So if you're going to build that thing, which you have to, keep in mind, it's one of the hardest builds you'll ever build, according to guys that I know that have built them. Fucking headache. It's not easy to build. Just Losi changed so much shit, and the shit, I heard the kit just doesn't, you got to do a lot of alterations, So, as far as running-wise, it's okay. It's not competitive. Obviously, Dakota Fenn, which races for Team Losi, was racing that 8X, and, he placed second at the Nitro Dirt Challenge, the recent one. We'll see. I don't know, but they didn't do anything last year. They had that thing all last year on the race circuit. That 8X, Losi was trying to tune that thing and they ran that thing at the 2018 all the races last year, all year, and they didn't do shit. Finally, this year at the Dirt Challenge, they got the corporate, they got everybody from Losi to the fucking warehouse workers to the sales reps. They said everybody was out there fucking trying to get that because they know, they needed to get that 8X to do something, or fear of losing. Why would somebody buy something if it doesn't even win anymore? And then it really hasn't proven anything. Won one race, big deal. So what? We'll see. Not saying that it's not going to do good, but for the basher, that doesn't mean a lot. Like I said, it's a tough platform to build. And it's it's not all that. So I thought about getting one, and I'm not a Losi guy, but when I heard it's a pain in the ass to build, and it's it's hard to dial it in, and it's just, once you get it there, it runs okay. But compared to a Kyosho buggy, and I'm talking buggies right now. And compare it, but you got to remember the buggy's going to transfer into that truggy is going to be similar, like all buggy and truggy platforms. So I'm thinking, Kyosho is the buggies that I want, but I need to find the deal because it's not cheap. Kyoshos are high dollar, man, but it's top of the line. Or I might get a Techno. I mean, I got a Mugen buggy, even though it's old school. Got a, newer Mugen truggy. And I got a Techno, so why not get a Techno buggy? But I heard the Techno buggies, the handling's not as, I don't know. You can't go by what you hear. That's what this all comes down to. What people say. You got to experience. Nitro is trial and error. If you're not ready for that, then, like I said again, you do yourself a favor, save you some money and time, and get out and go get a Traxxas and, go do some e-work. But if you want to learn and you have patience, and you want to experience the rush, I swear, man, every time, and I've been doing this for a little bit now, when I go out to fire up my vehicles, like up until I'm ready to, when I'm getting it all ready and checking everything and I'm getting ready to fire it up, man, I'm like a little kid, man. I can't breathe. I start hyperventilating. I start getting anxiety. I swear, that's when you know you got the nitro fever, man. You got that itch. I love this shit, man. I want to go, it's night right now, and I got to get to bed here soon and get up early and go make that skrill so I can afford to buy more shit. I just doing this video because I want to help some people out. I've got it right. I read all my comments, good and bad, doesn't matter. I don't take anything to heart. But a lot of guys are talking about, buying used stuff and what should I buy. And guys are talking about, hey, they're thinking about, and I try to kind of, as an overview, just let all those guys do their chit-chatting, on my forum, or I should say on my channel, in the comments. You guys will, communicate, and that's cool. That's what it's about, man. Communicating, sharing with other guys, giving tips, helping them out. We're all family here, man, and that's what this is about. And you help your family, man. You don't, turn anybody away. I won't ever turn anybody that's interested, that's serious. Okay, not no Traxxas wannabe, not some guy that's fucking taking time out of fifth scale and wants to mess, and that's, nothing's wrong with that. But the Monkey Maniac, I'm more, interested in guys that just want to put both feet in and just get serious in nitro. Serious nitro shit. That's what my channel is. I'm not talking fifth scale. There's no fucking crawlers and E-words. There's no drag racing. There's no monster truck, pull starts. This is next level, or I don't even like using that word because that's John's word, next level. This is fucking, stage fucking 4 or whatever you want to call it. This is where I'm talking about, top-notch shit. Is all my shit top-notch? No, not all of it. I mean, I've got some decent stuff, and I'm always looking to up my game, You're only good as your last game. And last time I checked, according to that video, my last game, this bitch here was ripping ass. This thing was screaming its freaking nuts off. And I'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, so guys want to, get into this, and they want to, guys are talking like, hey, I'm Mr. Maniac, I'm thinking of, should I get an XTM, or should I get a Muggy, or should I get a, an older Losi? Depending on what you can afford. Okay? I say get a RT, get a platform, get a kit and build it. You'll know more about it. You'll save yourself a lot of time and energy in the long run. Now, why am I saying that when I have never done that yet? Because you're new, and when I was new, it's not like I was new to RC. I built plenty of platforms. Just to the Nitro, I was new 4 years ago. Okay? But I'm the type of guy, whenever I get anything, especially if it's not new, I tear it apart. I wanna know how it ticks, how everything works. I wanna check every little nook and cranny. I mean, I'm like a freaking nitro inspector, man. I could be the QC for any nitro company, man, and I would find if there's a flaw, I'll find it. Because a Monkey Maniac, and there's some guys that can clean their shit. And the two that I can think of, I know Elite cleans his shit really well. I know Bodagel cleans it really well, although I don't agree with his whole cleaning system. Though I kind of use some of it, just differently. And RC Nerd, that's the first guy I learned from, man. It's funny that, you know, I may be like, you know, I'm not, like I said, the Nitro Nerd is just, I felt, again, when he said that, you know, this is, my channel is the channel, his favorite channel right now. You know, and it's probably a lot of people's because there isn't anything else going, because if it was, I don't know if you guys would be watching me, correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, I mean, people like, you know, my channel. So, I mean, and that's not what it's about. I don't care if you like it, dislike it, thumbs up, thumbs down. If I got 1 million, you know, viewers or, you know, 3 reviewers. As long as there's people asking questions that are interested in doing this thing, you know, at the level that I'm at, which I'm not like top level, I mean, but I'm getting up there, you know. I'm not a rookie. I'm not a newbie, you know. I like to say I'm intermediate, although I've got a lot to learn, man. There's so much to this thing, man. And the Nitro Nerd cleaned his shit like nobody else. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Show me how you do that. And that's all I needed. He didn't need to show me how to clean, just how to go about cleaning a Nitro. And I've taken that to the epitome that there isn't anybody, and I challenge anybody that can clean as well as I do. Nobody. And I'm saying that with confidence. I'm OCD and detail orientated, and part of what I do for a living is a lot of that detail shit. I mean, when I clean my shit, I'm talking every bolt is polished. You think I'm playing? Ask people that know me. I mean, look at this thing. This thing was filthy, man. Not, you know, but it no, not like destroyed, but it was pretty dirty. You know, these clear things, I just made these out of extra Lexan that I had left over from I think that's from the extra pieces from that JC Concept, when I cut pieces off it. And I was like, you know what, this thing didn't, I don't know what happened to the guy when he sold it to me, but it didn't come with any mud guards. But I got some new ones coming. I'm trying to find graphite ones, or carbon fiber ones, actually, with, like I have on the Techno. I really like those. Like, those are beefy ass. They ain't nothing going, there ain't those carbon fiber, baby. They're not cheap, but the problem with these arms, they curve in, so it's got to be a nylon that guard, which they make. DE Racing makes them, so I've got those coming. We did some shimming on this motor because it just doesn't have enough bottom end for me. I mean, you guys watched the video. It screamed like crazy, man. This thing screams, definitely. It has a lot of mid, a lot of top end, but it didn't have a lot of bottom end, and I didn't really like that. I like my bottom end a lot. I like my grunt and my snap, because I'm used to the 28s. I'm used to that bottom end snap, pull the front end up, porky-ass motors like these here, you know, so the .21 just didn't have that. And I checked the shims, I forgot. When I got this modded, Rick told me at RB Mods, when you get it broken in, take a shim out. Now, a little bit about shimming. When you shim down, which means the less shims, the more the head basically puts the plug closer to the top of the piston, and it gives you more compression. The farther away, the less compression. The closer you get it, more bottom end, less top end, a little warmer temperatures. Higher you get it, which means more shims, more top end, less bottom end, better fuel economy, run times are longer, and it runs cooler. So you got to kind of sacrifice. You got to find a happy medium. So I had a 70, like a 76, which is kind of high. I like try to keep it in between 0.40 millimeters and 0.70 millimeters. That's kind of the gauge in between then on your head shims. But I got 53 in here now, so that'll lower it a lot. Well, should get a lot more bottom end. Plus, I had a 14 pinion on there when the last time I ran this thing. I don't know why. You know, I figure because it's mod, maybe. Well, it's in a truggy though. You know, So I put a 13 on here. We're also changing the clutching. Clutching has a lot to do with where you're running and how it runs too. A guy made a comment. I forgot his name. He's from Denver. Forgive me if I forget your names. You know who you are when I'm talking about you. So, we'll leave it at that. I'm just bad with names, so I can't remember everybody's names. But anyway, he lives in Denver, Colorado, obviously at higher altitude, so his tuning shit must be way different. Like if I was to take my vehicles up in the mountains, my shit would be all out of whack. I'd be retuning all over again. So anyway, he said when he runs, he gets it dialed in at a park, but when he goes to the track, it doesn't run the same. Well, obviously because the traction's different. Your way your setup is variates and it will have a lot to do with how your shit runs, depending on what you're running on. Grass, you see me, I was running on not real thick, but kind of thick grass and a lot of packed loose dirt. That's why if you nail it on that shit, when I was trying to get the Mugen, not the Mugen, but the Muggy, and pin it on that dirt section that I was running over there, same park, it wanted to get everywhere, man, because of the power. And it's loose. It's loose, kind of a loose dirt. Now, if I was in a moist dirt, that shit would have been hooking up like a tow truck. You would have definitely seen the front end flying up on that thing. So it all depends. And a lot of it has to do with your clutch setup when you're adjusting it. I swear, man, go look back at bash setup, race setup shit that the Nitro Nerd has if you can find it. That's where I learned this shit. That guy taught me a lot, man. So anyway, I changed this from a 4-shoe. The 4-shoe clutch that I had, the springs I think are too light. Or actually they're too heavy. Remember, on modified motors, you want to run heavier springs because it doesn't need, you want to run lighter springs because it doesn't need any help. Okay? You want to run light springs on modded motors, and you want to run heavier springs on stock because the stock motor needs a little bit more help because it's stock. And I kind of run both. A couple, if it's 4-shoe, 2 light springs, 2 medium springs, or 2 medium, 2, combination. I just throw combos in there and then try it out. When you ask me, what you're set up, I don't even know. I know what I put in there, and I know what shoes I'm running in the springs, but sometimes I forget. I don't mark all that shit. That's why it's kind of hard, and I have to learn to, keep track of that shit. Like, underneath my head, when I showed you, I mark, when I showed you on one of my other motors, I mark what millimeter shims are in there, just in case I forget. I know guys like Adam Drake, he'll tell you, hey, mark on your shocks what oil's in there. Mark somewhere on your diff, because you'll forget. What did I put in there? And then you don't know, and it's running killer and everything, and you don't even know what kind of oil you put in, so when you go to redo it, the next thing you know, your setup's all changed now because you forgot what you're running. So, as far as the clutch, I'm trying there's these new, Dynamite has, most people are familiar with the Dynamite 4-shoe clutch, they also got a 3-shoe. This is the part number here. It's DYNP5 180 Max Life aluminum clutch shoe set. So those are Max Life Dynamites, but these ones are 3-shoe. So they have both. These things are a trip. Have you ever seen the Dynamite shoes? They look plastic though. Don't they? Look at that. They're not though, they're aluminum. So we're going to run those on as well on 3-shoe also, which I'm running on the stock Nova. On the Muggy. I might put this stock Nova now that it's nice and seasoned and broken in, and I might throw this thing in the Mugen Buggy. It's ran it before, but it wasn't where it's at now. This motor is a lot more stronger than it was. That's what I like about Novorossis. They get stronger and stronger, man. Up until about 2 gallons, and they kind of don't get any better than that, but they really, really run strong, consistent, easy to tune. Since I took the reds out of here, maybe I might throw the stalker inside the Mugen Buggy. I did before, but it wasn't where it's at now, like I said, and that thing was everywhere. That thing was a lot of motor for that buggy. So anyway, we are talking tonight about used shit, what you look for, do's and don'ts. Let's just get into this because it's going to be long. I don't want to run all these long, crazy videos I've been doing. This is the first platform that I bought. Oh, real quick. By the way, welcome all you newbies. Don't feel like that you're asking a dumb question. Like I said, the only dumb one is the one you don't ask. Get out the Muggy Maniac. I'll give you as much help as I can. If I can't give you the answer, I will find it for you. I'll do my research. You know, I believe that it's, you know, it's my calling, I should say, to teach people the right way and the do's and don'ts and to save the headaches, man. It sickens me, man, to watch people do nitro or hear people doing nitro and just get frustrated and end up going to E-word. That shit fucking, I don't know what bothers me most. People that talk shit and run Traxxas, because that shit pisses me off. That's fucking annoying. Because as you guys know, and I will state this as many times as I don't care, Traxxas is fucking, look at that. Why would you pay $300 for this Revo? And it's not even new. Piece of shit. Fucking joke. It's not even a fucking, it's not even a nitro. You tell me that this, you're gonna try to sit there and with a straight face and tell me that this thing that starts with this fucking easy start, which means, because it has an E word on it, is a nitro? Give me a fucking break. Excuse my language, man, but that shit fires me up. I don't know what fires me up more. The Traxxas garbage that people just are fucking brainwashed and think that, you know, and it's not their fault. Whose fault is it? It's fucking Traxxas. That's why I can't stand them. Water down this whole fucking hobby, man, with their bullshit. Look at that piece of shit. I wouldn't give him fucking $2 for this thing. You know what I would do with this Revo? I would buy it and I would fucking destroy it. I would light it on fire and just fucking run this thing over with my Muggy. With that 15-pound boat, I would fucking smash this fucking Revo in half. I might buy, I mean, that guy that I worked on, his little Jado, that little 10-scale piece of shit Traxxas, I don't think he's going to do anything with it. You guys seen the video where I helped a newbie out, you know, and I told him same thing, you know, that thing's a joke and you're going to waste more money and time than it's fucking worth. So he probably hasn't done anything with it. I said that little XTM buggy, even though it's old, is your best fucking bet. Right there. That's your good first, you know, not that it's all that, but it's better than that fucking Traxxas shit. Maybe he might give me that Jado, he said. You know, I don't know. If he does, I'm going to fucking wreck that thing. I'm going to put it out when I go bashing and just fucking full throttle and just smash it with my Muggy. My Muggy will destroy that thing. Here you go. Here you go. They call it an XTM. It's not a truggy, man. This thing is, it's too big to be a truggy. But see, this one is an original. See, a guy fucked it up and put these fucking stupid-ass tires on it. Those are the worst fucking rims and tires. And I've tried all the rims and tires on my Muggy. Too fucking heavy, man. It's got enough weight. It's already 15 pounds. You don't need to add another 5 pounds by putting these bullshit fucking rims and tires. They don't even look cool. But I mean, this is what mine used to look like, man. You guys want to see what an original my Mammoth looks like before I put all the money into it? And look at the chassis braces there. They look like turnbuckles. I have one. Remember, I still have the top one. But I have all aluminum. My diffs all fucking aluminum. You know. It's not even the same. I mean, it's the chassis still the same. My tank's bigger. There's that piece of shit XTM. Fucking garbage. Blew that fucker up. That was a pull start. You know, I mean, but my plastics are pretty much the same. I mean, I've got titanium turn bar and all that, but anyway. So, when you're shopping for a used vehicle, I told the guy, listen, find the vehicle, whether it's an XTM, whether it's an old, if it's discontinued, make sure there's parts available. That's going to be your biggest challenge. Can you find the parts? Because once you get it and then you need shit, man, there was times when I broke an arm. The one time, actually, the only thing that I've broken on this XTM, and that's a testament to this thing. Okay? All the abuse and all the abuse, especially the abuse that Rex Legends put this platform through, ripping gears out, bending dog bones, all the power of that thing just wreaked havoc in this fucking thing so many times. The only thing I ever broke was the front left A-arm. And I've got fucking 2 sets of them now. I've got another pair. I got 2 pairs of front, 2 pairs of rear. So, because I figured, you know, if it broke once, maybe that's the weak point. I never broke any more. You know, I haven't flipped it or, you know, anything lately, but I don't know. I haven't pushed this thing. And it's just, I can't do that to something that they don't make. You've heard John say before, you know, it's hard to jump shit and bash it like crazy when it's fucking, it's part of history, man. I mean, it's not like the Muggy, but this thing they don't make. It's a fucking classic. They were a pretty decent platform in their day, you know. They were very popular. You look out there, you'll see them. There's people that have these things, you know. And I know this vehicle very well, and it's not bad. I'd rather have this fucking RTR than, if they were available, I would have bought one, than any other RTR out there. Definitely better than Traxxas. Way better. This is way, way better than a Revo, T-Bag, Jado, any Traxxas, Monster Truck, anything. This thing is way better. You just have to address the issues in it. The plastic gears are too weak. The motor's a piece of shit. Change all those chassis braces and start lightening it up. Change the shocks, which is what I did. You know, redo the geared diff boxes. I wish they make aluminum ones. So the ones in here, they're not that strong. That's the reason I won't push it too much, because it won't be able to handle a modded motor like screaming for, you know, tank after tank after tank. This, something will give on this. It's not that strong enough internally. But anyway, I paid $250 for that damn thing, and it's $400 brand new, and it was bone stock, out of the box. Guy barely ran it. This thing was fucking like mint. Okay, that was my first experience used. Craigslist. Second was this thing, Mugen MB X5. Came out with these in 2004. This thing, got it in mint condition, but it was kind of dirty. I mean, it was not kind of, it was dirty. It looks okay in the pictures, and that's, you got to check the pictures. And if they're not showing certain angles, or not showing underneath, or not showing the shocks, I mean, ask them, tell them. If they don't buy shit. A lot of people will hide shit and give it the best image that on picture so it looks good so they can sell it. And then when you get the thing and it comes in the mail and it's tore back, ask the guy, what's his name, Don Foss, one of my subscribers. He bought a Hot Bodies stadium lighting thing. That thing was a fucking train wreck. I feel bad for him. I don't know, I hope he didn't pay a lot. But the point is, you can tell he didn't really do his homework on that thing. He can't. He couldn't have to get it that way. I mean, that thing was a fucking Frankenstein. It reminded me of that damn XTM buggy that I helped my friend out with. Man, that thing was held together with fucking bubble gum and shoelaces and duct tape, man. I mean, that Hot Bodies that Don Foss bought was a fucking... He knows. He's like, well, I learned. Scrap this fucking thing. Now, he got a good buy on that. I don't know what he paid, but I know he scored on a Mugen MBX7 just like mine. Well, similar to mine. It doesn't have a lot of the stuff mine does, but, you know, a lot of these things come, these Mugens, Truggies, the newer ones, come with carbon fiber or graphite shock towers. Now, if you're bashing, you don't want that shit. If you're racing, that's good. You're good. You're alright. I mean, you're better, probably. Well, I mean, you are. But if you're bashing, you don't want none of, that shit? No. I don't care if it's carbon fiber and how strong it is. You'll snap that shit. And it'll flex more than anything. You don't want any flex when you're bashing and running mod motors in these things. That's where you start bending dog bones and you start fucking cracking shit and ripping through bearings because it's, too much flex. Now, you want some flex because that's how you get your grip, but we're talking, that's racing. If you want traction and you're worried about all, and bashing, I'm not concerned about fucking traction, man. I'm concerned about all this power getting to the ground. You know, thicker is better as far as diff. I'm thinking of running 120,000 in the middle and 60 on the front and rear, which I want to try and see what happens. Because I still spin the hell out of these things with 100 in the middle and 50 on the front and rear. I think 120 in the middle and 60 will probably give it a little bit better power to the ground. So anyway, I bought this thing, 130 bucks. It didn't come with a lot of extra parts, only a handful of things. But, you know, if I would have bought it brand new, and it was in good shape, mint condition. If I would have bought this thing brand new, man, I would have paid for the roller, even though back when they came out, 600 bucks. So that was that. I learned. Didn't do too bad on that. Saved a lot of money on that. You know. That thing there, I say it was 400 brand new. I paid 250, so what? I saved 150. That wasn't that big a deal. A little better here. Next project. This is when I came to where, you know what? I've got this buggy. I've got my muggy. I need to get me some. And I looked around for a while. I said, you know what? I need to get a truggy. I need to get a truggy if I want to get with the program. If I want to get, you know, to a different stage of the game. If I want to up my A game. If I want to go from a C game to a B game, I need to get a good platform. And I looked around and I looked at Losi. I just really didn't care for Losi. You know, I really didn't like the fact that Losi, you know, and a lot of it, like I said, will have to do with Horizon. I just don't want to deal with Horizon. So, anything that Horizon owns, I really don't care for because they own it. They're another company that waters down this industry, this industry and this hobby. Okay. Horizon just they make it hard. They're a hobby company anyway. They're not even a hobby company. They're a distribution. They distribute shit for other companies that they own. That's it. They don't have their own line of shit like AMain. AMain is the only legit giant corporate fucking real RC and hobby company, whatever you want to call it. If you want to get any of your nitro shit, and right now they're just not well stocked. They have like nothing right now, especially in nitro, because a lot of companies are you know, right now developing shit. New stuff's coming out for 2019. I don't know why it's not already out. We're already 3 months into it. Going to be 4 months into it. They should have had this shit already going. Losi should have already released the Truggy. Maybe they're thinking, maybe they won't. Who knows? I hear different things. Don't quote me on anything I tell you. Like I said, do your own research. Sure, you can find out. I just don't have. I have better things to do, and I could care less whether Losi comes out with an 8X Truggy or not. I'm not going to hold my breath. It doesn't going to change or affect my life in nitro, because I won't ever. You know, more than likely, I won't ever own a Losi, and it doesn't. I'm fine with that, because Losi just isn't the upper echelon it used to be. As soon as Adam Drake left Losi, race team, downhill. Platforms, no more development, no more testing. Adam Drake was the best shot that they had to stay competitive. And it's Horizon doesn't give a fuck anyway. They're not focused on racing. They're just focused on making money and selling shit. Distributing shit. They're not focused on racing nothing. Why do you think their team and Team Losi now is mediocre? There's no development and research into it. Not like Adam did. That's why Mugen's where it's at. You got Mayfield, fucking Psycho Mayfield out there, fucking putting the smackdown out in the track on these people right now. You know, chasing, you know, right on Ty Tessman's heels. Ready to smack Ty upside the head too. His Mugen MBX-8 dialed in by the legend Adam Drake, his right-hand man. Those two guys, that's why, you know, one of the reasons that I trust Mugens and I like Mugens. Because you got those two guys running shit over there? Come on. I don't care how dedicated a Losi guy you are. If you really know anything about racing and development and quality and all that, you wouldn't be messing with Losi. Even at 8X. Compared to Mugen, that's not even close. Please. Don't even get me started. Alright, so the next step is I looked around for the Techno. And I'm like, man, I seen a bunch of them, but they didn't come with a lot of stuff. And I was starting to get a little smarter because I I saved money here and had everything I needed. Little did I know, I should have got a bunch of extra parts because that would have helped me instead of having to search from here to frickin' Russia to Antarctica to Canada to Australia. Man, I got parts for this thing. I had to go all over the world to get them. And it wasn't easy, but it did help me get better. And that's why I got it down. When it comes to finding shit, if I can't find it, it doesn't exist. If it exists, I will find it. You might not be able to, or the average guy, but I guarantee you, the Monkey Maniac has turned fucking hunting down parts into a science, man. I'm telling you, I'm not just blowing my own horn here or tooting my own whistle. That's a fact. I've been doing this shit for 4 years, and not just the nitro thing, but how you get your parts. Because I don't go to a hobby shop, I don't have a track day, and they got all my shit. If you have one of those, man, count your blessings, man. Because all I got is Traxxas warehouses left and right around here. And I've already got a few of those. So I have to get good online, have to get good at searching the website, eBay, Amazon, everywhere, man. Googling shit, finding it, find me this part. Looking on forums, seeing how they found it. That's what you got to do. It's a lot of research for nitro now because they don't carry anything in hobby shops. So if you're not even willing to make that kind of commitment, because it is a lot of work too, then like I said, just stop where you're at and quit. Go do something else. Don't do nitro because you're wasting your time and your energy. If you're not going to do this and put in 110% and really, really go after this thing because you love it, and you don't even have to love it, because you get enjoyment and you have fun. That's what it's about. I have fun, man. I get excited when I go to run my nitro shit. I get all fucking like a dog getting excited and pee myself almost. It's funny, whenever I'm getting ready to run my nitro, I get fucking all breathing heavy and hyperventilating because I'm so excited, man, like a little kid. I love this shit, man. I love when I fire my shit up, wham, and I smell that and I hear that sound. Why do you think all the time in my videos, you'll hear me just pegging the throttle? A lot of guys say, man, you're crazy. I wouldn't scream it that much. That's what it's meant to do, man. Wang, wang. I want to hammer that throttle and hear the RPM 60,000 revolutions per minute. Man, I want to hear 50,000 Rs. Wang! I love that shit, man. If it blows, it blows. Fuck it, I'll rebuild it. I can do that. No big deal. I ain't crying over anything like that. And my shit handles that shit because I know it will, because I take care of it. Now, if you don't take care of your shit and you don't clean it and maintain it, and we had that discussion, then don't expect anything. So the Techno, I found one and I seen it and it had a clear, unpainted, because the Techno stock bodies are fucking ugly. Excuse my language. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Looks like an alien. It looks like an alien head. When I seen the Techno, that's when I seen the Technos, when I was looking around, I'm like, I heard they're good, but that thing is fucking ugly as sin. Excuse my French. And then I seen this JC Concepts body, and I seen it on a Techno. It's the Punisher body, and I'm like, now that looks sick. Now I can do it. And look, I know John likes this body because he tried to put one on his the Proline one, Bulldog, but it wouldn't fit. He was pissed. I remember that video. Fuck, he was like, fuck, I'm pissed off, man. Because I want that body. I like that body, but it won't fit on my 4.0 Truggy. And this is similar to that Bulldog. If you look at it, it's got a Bulldog. See that? It's got that Bulldog curve to it. That's why I liked it. And when I seen it on the Techno, I'm like, that looks sick. Now let me look around for a Techno. If I get a Techno, a body like that, hell yeah. And look at it. It is sick. That is a sick... I mean, my paint job adds to it. And, it's not the best. I think I did okay. But, I mean, any paint job, it doesn't matter. Even without the paint job. This whip is just sick. It's a sick, state-of-the-art, top technology, design, freaking Truggy, man. This thing is badass. I love this thing, man. If If I had to choose between this and my Mugen, even though I love my Mugen Chuggy, I would choose my Techno, obviously. And I didn't see a lot of people bash. I didn't see anybody bashing. As a matter of fact, I don't see anybody bashing nothing Chuggies but fucking Losies. That's it. Because that's all you guys know. You don't know any better. And it's not your fault. Well, Muggy Maniac is here to tell you that, you know, so to speak, there's a new sheriff in Nitro Town. To let you know that it's not all about the Losi. Losies, I'm not taking nothing away from Losi. They're great. They're proven. John's proven Losi what they're worth. Strong, durable, great basher. But again, they're owned by Horizon, which is why I never owned one. I never will. Fuck Horizon, just as much as I said, fuck Traxxas. These are 3 people that I say have a sticker. You know, you ever seen those stickers? Fuck the government, fuck this. Excuse my language, I'm going to do a little bit of F-bombing here. I want to have a sticker that says 3 things. Fuck Traxxas, fuck Horizon, and fuck E-word. How's that? On a big sticker. My 3 favorite fucks. Swear, man, if my mom even heard this video, she would slap the taste out of my mouth. She would clean my mouth out with liquid soap. My mom would beat my ass. But anyway, I'm a grown-ass man, so you know why I can say that? Because I can say that, because this is my channel. You don't like it, like I said, pull the plug. Get out, go unsubscribe, go watch RC Nerds Fancy Voice Audible, you know, Sideshow. You know, go watch John Bodagel's 5th Scale, you know, next level stuff. You know, go watch Raja's Racing. You know, go watch all these other guys. If you don't like what I say or how I do things, because I don't care, really. I care about people that want to do this the right way and want to put 110% in nitro. Buggy, Chuggy, Muggy. We'll even say monster trucks, even though, you know, I really don't. The Pulsar thing, like I said, it doesn't work for me. I don't think it ever will. I will figure out a way, though. If I do get one, it'll have to have a backplate on it. Muggy Maniac's going to invent some way you can have a Savage with a sealed motor. No rotostart, no Pulsar bullshit. So anyway, I keep bouncing around. Sorry about that, people. You know, the Muggy Maniac's random. So I seen it with a clear body, JC Concept, brand new, and I looked, those bodies are $40 brand new. They're not cheap. And this is some of the thickest plastic. It's even thicker than the Proline. Proline plastic is thick. This shit is way thicker. It's almost like 5th Scale thick. So I seen it, I looked at the guy, had pictures of everything that would look pretty clean. You know, it wasn't brand new. You know, he had some trophies on the bottom. Like, screw it, I can either get a new chassis later. You know, the shock towers were all beat up. They were a little worn. I mean, if you look at them, they got a little bit of wear. I buffed them out. Shocks had a little bit of nicks in here, a little here and there, but they were pretty fresh. You know, there wasn't a, you know, from what I could see, it was clean. Little did I know and this guy raced too. He finished the race season and he was getting ready to get on some other kind of platform. He wanted $400 for it. And I was like, nah, that's kind of, I didn't want to go that much. Even though it's still cheap. These things are almost $700 brand new. Roller. I wanted to keep those, you know, under, you know, less than 4. So we haggled. I think he was in, I forgot where he was at, Utah somewhere. I don't remember, back east. But then when I seen all the parts that it came with, these are some of the parts that came with this thing. I mean, look. Man, I've got enough parts in here almost to build a whole nother Techno. Extra arms, shock springs, dog bones, steering units, like gobs and gobs of goodies. You know, dog bone, I mean, like I said, I mean, I've got 3 diffs came with it. Tons of shock springs. Matter of fact, I keep the diffs over here. Oh yeah, it came with this. This is the extra center diff that the Techno came with. And it was kind of getting jaggedy, you know. When they start to wear, you got to check these things. When they start to get sharp, it's when they're getting worn out. And this one was pretty heavy. Now he gave me extra in the package center spur with the drill holes in it, ventilated. And then with the you know, so yeah, I got, matter of fact, I think all of these are for the, well, one of them's a Mugen. One of them's a Mugen. You know, I got extra diffs for it with my Mugen and my Techno. And I keep them in my, this is like my diff box. I keep all my shims and the, all extra diff shit. I keep some of my spark plugs in there too, but, so anyway, it came with all these extra parts. And we haggled, and finally the guy was like, alright man, I made, cause it wasn't a bid. The ones that say make offers, I like looking at those, because you can make them an offer. I mean, they say yes or no. So, we bid, we bid. We haggled, and finally we came to agreement. You know, with shipping and handling, I paid $300 for this thing to my door with all this shit. You're talking about $500 at least in spare shit, including the diffs, body, for 300 bucks. That platform, brand new with nothing, just the roller, and that piece of shit ugly body, it's almost 700 bucks. So I was getting that shit like, okay, now I got a deal. That I scored. I scored. This thing is in top condition, and I just tore it apart anyway, and got it even better than when I bought it. Got it like back to better than brand new, and I paid 300 bucks for it. Now, granted, I put a lot of money into this thing now. I did some upgrades to it. Obviously, when you throw the electronics and the motor, and I bought a new, you know, I put about $2,000 into this thing. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I put about, including what I paid, I probably put $1,000 into this vehicle. Now, if I would have bought this thing brand new, this vehicle right here, this is $2,000 worth of shit with everything that's in it. Same thing with this, the Mugen, $2,000. This thing, $1,000 or more, 1,500. This thing, probably about the same, because the parts for this are not only rare to find, but they're more expensive because they know that it's sought after and it's collectible, because they are. So they jack the prices up on it. I paid full retail for some of this shit. I mean, look, you know, this, I don't think I paid that, but look, the original price on it. Craft World, Jamestown, New York. I got a S. I wonder if that was one of the ones that Bodajal went to. $36.95 for these dog bones. CVC Universals. I think I paid like 20 bucks. But I mean, that shit, some people want that original price because they know that they're collectible shit. I'm like, hell no, I ain't paying that. I'll keep looking. So anyway, got a deal on that. Now this was the last deal that I made. Okay, recently. Not really recently, but last year sometime when I got it. I wanted to get a Mugen. Okay, but I was like, a Truckee. And the 8 wasn't out yet. I kept wanting to look at, see if I can, you know, when are they going to come out with the 8? Because I knew as soon as they came out with an 8, 7 prices were going to drop. New, used, whatever. Which they still haven't that much. Mugens are sought after. Adam Drake represents them. People know who he is. Ryan Malifield has proven, and Adam, that these things are, you know, top 5, you know, in the race world. So if you're race inspired, and you want something that's race inspired by a pro racer that you can turn into a serious basher. I mean, you can't turn a basher into a racer, but you can turn a racing platform into a sick-ass basher. And I have 2 of them. This thing too, race inspired. Jared Tebow, top 3 or 4 right now in the world. Spanking ass, and just came into Techno. This year is Techno, and he's ripping them. He loves these things, man. He was coming from Kyosho. And Kyosho's top notch. But I don't know what happened there, but he came into Techno, and he's like, man, he started winning. Left off where he left off from last year from Kyosho. He was doing well. He's rocking Techno. So, and he's winning. Ryan Bornhorst, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's always in top 10 all the time. He's been rocking Techno for a while. These guys are winning with that thing. I'm turning into a serious bashing machine. And like I said, Ryan Mayfield, you know, Battle, the legend, Drake, they rock Technos. I mean, they rock Mugens. So I'm like, hey, that's good enough for Adam, good enough for Mayfield? Man, let me check it out if I can get a deal. So I looked around, the guy had one. what caught my eye was this body. It just looked pretty clean, you know. I really didn't, you know, think it was, you know, crazy looking, but when I started looking, I'm like, that's a nice looking paint job. I knew it was custom. Well, how much did he want for this thing? He wanted, again, about $400. I was like, you know, and that was still cheap, considering he was giving me a lot of parts as well. I mean, look at this. This shit. This shit he gave me. This is brand new. Techno had used mint condition parts that it came with. It's a great deal. This thing, this guy he raced for Mugen. This thing, last year I think it was sometime, right after right when I bought it, he was telling me that this thing just got done racing in some nationals in Florida. Professional. So it was the guy that raced professional. And it had pretty good shape, took pretty good care of it. But I could still tell, you know, that it was going to need me to take it apart and give it that extra TLC. But it was in mint condition, man. He had pictures of everything, the shocks. I mean, look at the shocks. These things are still, I mean, that's when you can tell. That's the things you want to look at. If their shocks are beat up, man, they're flipping that thing, and that thing's all over the place. You don't want a fucking platform, excuse my language, it's abused. And then not maintain? Hell no. This guy took care of it. Not as well as I do, but that's the Muggy Maniac. I'm just a different level in cleaning. You know? But when I looked at the caps and I looked at the top of the shock top, look at these things are like, they're almost like brand new. You know, maybe he replaced them, I don't know. But when I seen that and I started looking at it, you know, the hub carriers, the rear ones, they're mint condition, nice and fresh. The pillow balls weren't all chewed up. The arms weren't all beat up. Everything was just fresh, man. I'm like, yeah. And so we started haggling again. I paid another $300 for this. Maybe $320. Maybe I paid $20 more. Maybe. But it came with a lot of brand. I mean, I got new diffs, new center spur, rear diff, bevel gears. Look at arms. I got enough to build another Mugen too. $300, and I came with a body, and the body was, you know, not brand new, but you know, it's a good bash. That's my bash body. I'm painting gonna get ready to paint another one for this one that you guys will see. So anyway, you gotta look for those things. Ask questions. The only one I said, like the dumb questions, one you don't ask. Motors. When you get motors, find out again how much fuel was ran through it if it's used. If it's more than a gallon, I would stay away from it. Less than a gallon, you're good. Check out all the pictures. Check the head. When you see the head all beat up, stay away from it. They flipped it on its head plenty of times. It's not good. It means that they, you know, didn't take care of it. Obviously, you're not going to know until you pull it apart. But I mean, you get looks are worth 1,000 words. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, I should say. These three motors, I came in a lot. $40 I paid for all three, including the Hyper 21 that I show you guys. Didn't have a back plate, okay? Had some pull start bullshit on it, and it didn't have a carburetor, okay? Kyosho carburetor fit perfect on this. Found a back plate, $12. So I paid total all this right here, $60, let's say. This motor is worth way more than that. If you look around, a Hyper 21 in mint condition, they're about $200. Because they're collectible. They're sought after because they don't make them no more. That motor, even without the carbon backplate, was worth it. These, I don't even care. This one is another one I can build. It's a Hyper 21 as well. All I need to do is put the insides in it. It doesn't have a, it has a crank, but it doesn't have a, even this thing, it's retired. Look, I don't even run it. Can you guys see in there? Where's the crank? And there's no piston in it. It's bottom dead center. Just have it. This thing has a piston. This little XTM .18, this thing is brand new, and it came with it, with the lot. I don't know what the hell I'll do with this thing either. I mean, because, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, it's a .18. Maybe it'll make a nice pencil sharpener. That's about it. I'm not into road racing, so hey, maybe I'll sell it. I don't know. I'll just keep it because it's a conversational piece. They don't make this shit anymore. This thing is brand new. Never been ran. Brand new XTM .18. I'm sure this thing screams. I'd like to just, for shits and giggles, build it and fire it up just to see what a .18 sounds like. Definitely wouldn't pull a greasy hair out of a cat's ass, but you know, it probably screams all show, no go. You know? So anyway, find out what fuels ran through it and check out all the pictures. If it's 25, 30%, like I said, you got to keep it there. You can't go backwards in fuel. But what kind of fuel was ran through is important, because that'll tell you what kind of wear, you know. If it's a lot of times shitty fuel, if it's not Byron's, put it this way, if it's not Byron's fuel, you're going to have to tear it apart. And even with Byron's fuel, I'd tear it apart, but especially when not without Byron's, because you'll have rust deposits in there. It's better you just take the motor apart, like I told you guys in my last video. If you get used motors, you just check everything. Set the factory needles. I don't know what the setting is on this one. Every motor has a different factory needle setting. Find out what they are. It's easy. Do your homework. Put it there and start from there. So that's about it. Just wanted to touch on that. I know I spent another hour with you guys, but that's important that you guys know. If you're going to buy used vehicles, make sure the parts are available. Do your research. Do your homework. Do it. I've been looking for my next project platform for a while. I'm not in no hurry. I got to find the right one. But as soon as I find the right one and I have the money the money's where it's at. Now it's just like, you know, and then I'll go through a period where I'll spend money on other shit. Like I got pipes coming, I got motors gonna get purchased, I got more, you know, more goodies coming and more tools, just everything. I'll pull money out of that, and then that'll pull some of my reserve for a platform, and then I'll build it up again and take a break and just look around and be patient. And, you know, and then build it up. And then once I build it up, then I'll get on the bids if I have to. Then I'll, you know, make the offers if I need to. You know, I'm just window shopping right now. So, you know, I'm in no hurry. It's got to be something that I want. And $300, I can pull the trigger on $300 real quick. I can shell out $300 right now. But it's got to have what I want and be, you know, it's got, I mean, come on. After having this deal, $300 for all that, $300 for all that, Techno, Mugen, $600 for all this shit, you know, without the motors and electronics and servos, obviously, and pipes, but just the roller with all these parts for $600? Fuck, come on, give me a break. Top that shit. Make a comment in this video. Top that shit that you can do, that you've done a better job and scored on better quality shit like that. That's why I can tell you, and I'm trying to help you people. I know, man. Be patient. Take your time. Look for those things. Have any questions? Hit me up, man. I'll help you guys out. I don't mind. I'll find you some shit. I'll find you some shit and say, look it, I checked on eBay under this heading. Get that shit. Get on that bid if you got the money, whatever. Get it, man. That shit's a buy, man. If not, I'll get it. And then I'll tell you about it. And then you're going to be pissed off because you're going to be like, dang, Muggy. Cock blocking or what? Excuse my language. You jacked my shit? Well, hey, I gave you the chance, man. If I'm going to buy it, why wouldn't you guys? You know, I'm telling you. If I'm going to buy it, it's good enough for the Muggy Maniac. Should be good enough for you. You know, I don't expect you guys to trust me because you don't know me. All you know is by what you see and what you hear. But the proof's in the pudding, like I've told you. Time and time again. Okay? My mouth can cash in them checks, my ass can cash them checks, my mouth writing all the time. So, reverse of what I always say. Okay? So that's it. There's an hour video for you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your nitro exhaust and smoke it. Okay? Look for those things. Like I said, you guys need any help with platforms and, you know, what you want, what you're looking at, just give Muggy Maniac a shout out. I'll tell you what I think, you know. If I can't find the answer, if I can't give you the answer, I'll find it and let you know. Alright? Let me get back to some more wrenching. Got to get ready for work tomorrow. Going back. Make that cheddar. So, I'm out. Remember, make sure that piston is bottom dead center. Matter of fact, let's check the reds. Oh yeah, she's always bottom dead center. All my shit's bottom dead center and tons of lubrication. And I suggest, because it's cheap, $3 or $4 for a big old thing. Marble Mystery Oil. Man, that is way better than 3-in-1. Not way better. 3-in-1's good. But it's better long term than 3-in-1. Better than After Run. This is the best shit. Ask anybody. Couple drops of this in your motor. Oh yeah. You let that shit set for a decade. It'll be good. Trust me. Fact. So, Muggy Maniacs out. That's all I got. See you guys on the next video. And yeah. Look out for each other, man. If you're a real Nitro brother, don't let your brother, your fellow Nitro brother, talk shit about Traxxas or think that it's... Slap him upside the head. Say, you know what, the Muggy Maniac, didn't you hear what he said? You're running bullshit. I call bullshit. Or if you see him reach for that Traxxas box in the hobby shop, smack the shit out of him. Keep him from making a horrible mistake, man, and end up going to E-Word. Alright, so that's all I got, people. Peace, I'm out.